Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about urban agriculture and its potential to improve the social, environmental, and economic elements of a community. Urban agriculture includes community gardens, urban farms, rooftop gardens, and edible landscaping operated by nonprofits or businesses. Their goal is the same, which is to provide local and healthy sources of food. This is a campus community garden at UVic. It is mainly volunteer run by students. It allows people a space to grow their own food and encourages young people to be involved in farming. They hold workshops and learning events for free or by donation, making it accessible to everyone. This is a conceptual drawing of a food forest from a local edible landscaping company in Victoria, BC. This is the idea of using functional plants as opposed to purely ornamental. So not only is this food forest aesthetically pleasing, but you can harvest fruit trees, tea leaves, and herbs from it. This aerial shot is of an urban farm in Victoria, BC. As you can see, it is a residential area of the city. Their farm is only a quarter acre, so their focus is on innovations that will maximize their yields on a small space. A very important part of urban agriculture is efficiency, creativity, and utilizing the space in a smart way. Urban agriculture is about looking at something like a boulevard and seeing the potential to grow food there. Although that cannot feed a city, it will make a small difference and create a cumulative effect. So what issues does urban agriculture address? A main one is food security. Most of our food supply relies on the global market, so if something goes wrong with the harvest in another country, our community will suffer. This ties into the whole idea of localization and bringing accountability to your own community. Urban agriculture gives people the skills and education for food autonomy. It empowers people to become more independent. Another big issue in North America is food deserts, which is when a neighborhood does not have access to healthy and affordable food. This happens in places where you have to commute for an hour to get to a grocery store. So instead, people are forced to eat at fast food chains or corner stores nearby. Urban agriculture can address this issue by providing affordable whole foods. Furthermore, urban agriculture can enhance social inclusion in a community. It brings people of all different backgrounds together where they can learn from each other and build relationships. In terms of sustainable community development, it enhances that pillar of social capital. Urban agriculture can also reduce our carbon footprint. It has a minimal contribution to carbon output because there are no tractors or tilling machines which rely on fossil fuels. Also, it shortens the distance food travels to get to your plate. In general, the greater the distance, the more fossil fuels utilized. Many urban farms use some form of rainwater catchment. This is much more environmentally conscious because it doesn't deplete municipal water sources. Another big issue our world is facing is soil fertility. When the industrialization of farming began, the high tillage and loss of crop rotation really depleted the soil health. Urban agriculture can rebuild those soils because in order to grow good food, you need healthy soils. Planting local species and maximizing biodiversity can help do this. I'm sure many of you know we are currently dealing with mass extinction in the world. This beautiful drawing shows a great biodiversity and cooperation in a natural ecosystem, which is something we need to start focusing on. Many urban agriculture organizations consider this in their practice and incorporate bees, mushrooms, fish, and animals into their farms. New inventions have improved food growth in small spaces. For example, aquaponics is a closed-loop system that many urban farms are using. This picture shows how water is cleaned and filtered through the plants and then travels to the fish, which produce nutrients for the plants. You can harvest vegetables and fish from this. All of the issues that urban agriculture are addressing will help build resiliency of community. It brings a balance between economic, environmental, and social pillars in sustainable development. This resiliency is essential for survival in the event of ecological or economic disasters. So, how do we improve and facilitate organizations that are doing this? First, we need to investigate the biggest hurdles for them. As it normally goes for nonprofits, gaining resources like funding is a big one. Startup costs, research, investment into new technology are all things that require money. Many countries around the world have been studying and planning food policy regimes. In practice, it brings many different stakeholders together to discuss and collaborate current issues in the food system. Urban agriculture can be supported by the implementation of municipal policies and bylaws. For example, land zoning can reserve space specifically for growing food. Other policy changes that would promote urban agriculture include tax subsidies for people farming on vacant lots, conducting land surveys to explore food growth potential in unutilized land, and removing restrictions on food sharing in public spaces or parks. Urban agriculture has the potential to create intrigue and draw in community members. They see something innovative happening and want to learn more. They see a gap in something and want to contribute their expertise and provide solutions. This is what it's all about. I hope I was able to showcase that urban agriculture is a collaborative effort between government officials and community members. By working together, they can create solutions to many of our current local problems. The main driver is hands on learning and safe green spaces within a city.